Hello and welcome to a monumental day in the history of AFC Fylde. It's episode 18 of Still We Rise, and today we travel to the Etihad Stadium to play Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. In the time that you have been away, we've played 2 games. You will remember the last-minute win over our rival Stockport County with Danny Philliskirk firing in the winner deep into extra time. We then had a disappointing Desmond, a 2-2 draw with Harrogate Town. They just kept pegging us back. Proctor opened the scoring with a penalty. Mark Beck equalised just 7 minutes later. Alex Whitmore got us back in front from another set piece, this time a free kick. And Jack Diamond with the important goal for Harrogate that gave them a point at Wetherby Road. We then went on the road once again to Notts County, Meadow Lane. Notts County, longer suffering viewers will remember, were the pre-season favourites for the National League. They're not even in the playoff picture at the moment. They took the lead through Sean Shields, with a really good performance actually from a player called Booty. I believe it's Ryan Booty, before we managed to get ourselves back in the lead. In fact, can we see the goals? Is he Ryan? He was their second best player, I do know that. Regan Booty for Notts County. Seems like a decent player. Here we are. So the opener for Notts County. Bit of a sickener. Lavercombe beaten at the back post there. But of course, corner delivery. Whitmore with the header. And then Yates. Long ball over the top. On loan, Jovan Malcolm finishing off there. And again, another corner. Another ball by a centre-back. Whitmore now has taken his personal goal tally to 8 for the season, 7 in the National League. He's our 3rd top scorer. Today is all about Manchester City, and unfortunately for us, City have been doing very well in the Premier League. They were predicted first, they are first. What's worse is that in a second we're going to have a look at their recent results. They're only a point clear of Liverpool, but their recent results suggest that they are going to be unbeatable. This is despite a press conference yesterday where it was put to me that Fylde had a decent chance of getting something out of this one. A ridiculous notion. I shot it down in an instant. But there they are. Liverpool with actually a game in hand over City. Just shows you how well Liverpool have done as well. It seems that our friends at Sports Interactive have got their act together. And the 2 teams that, of course, are top of the Premier League, congratulations go out to Liverpool and Liverpool fans for winning their first Premier League trophy. Obviously, their 19th league title, stretching back over the years. City's form is intimidating, let's say. They haven't lost since the end of November. That was at Watford. Since then, 8 victories in succession. Although if you look at the teams they've played, not the most challenging of Premier League opponents. Villa, Bournemouth, Southampton, Norwich. They did beat Bayer Leverkusen in there as well. The other concern is that the only teams that they have lost to this season, Watford, Wolves on penalties, and Liverpool earlier in September. So they have been fairly impressive. I mean, they did actually beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. So our team is going to be our strongest possible. There's no rotation. There is no messing about for this one. At the back, James Montgomery is back in goal. Lavercombe has had his opportunity. We've played him for several games, but 7 in fact, conceded 9, only 2 clean sheets. Not good. His stats are improving thanks to the first team football, but I expected it a little bit better, like we saw there against Notts County. Beaten at the far post, really caught in no man's land. Montgomery, with his 18 games, has got 8 clean sheets. You know, he's conceded a goal a game, but 8 clean sheets is pretty good. Stats-wise, he looks a little bit better. He's in goal. The established fullbacks, wing-backs in our case, Andy Taylor and Luke Burke. Taylor, solid as you like. An excellent free kick, direct delivery on him. He's scored a few this season. In fact, how many goals has he got? He's got 3 goals and 6 assists. Burke, I would suggest, has probably got no goals but 2 assists. In the centre, Kyle Jameson and Alex Whitmore. They, I think, with their contributions further up the pitch, have probably earned this opportunity. Lewis Montrose is our defensive midfielder. It was either him or Ryan Croasdale. Tough choice as it's been all season long. But Croasdale does seem to like to get forward, even with this defensive setting. Even if we put him as a deep line playmaker on defend, he ends up quite far up the pitch. Horton and Walker in the centre. Those two have become really important for us. Left wing, Jordan Williams, although it was a fairly close call between him and Mark Yates. Matty Kozolo is basically the only real option we've got on the right. We have now brought in Jovan Malcolm from West Brom. We saw him score against Notts County. So for us, he's got 2 goals now in 1 start and 3 substitute appearances. His stats are going up, and he looks pretty good for a young player. They're all in the right places. Crossing, first touch, passing. Determination is 19. That's a key statistic. If you've got a young player like that, chances are his stats will keep on improving. Only 18 years old. 13 pace, natural fitness, acceleration. Off the ball 14. The scouts at the club, the coaching staff at the club, put him down as potential to be a Sky Bet Championship right winger. Currently at a National League level, so he's pretty much found his home here. But could be a lot better in future. I have had a quick look into signing him, and we would need to pay a compensation figure of around $375,000, which is not money that we have just lying around at the club. And that's why it's one of the issues, whereas his wages would fit into our structure. Jack Muldoon is suspended, ineligible for this game due to the fact that he has appeared for Harrogate in the FA Cup earlier this season. Jamie Proctor, therefore, continues as our centre forward. On the bench, we've got Bradders, Malcolm Croasdale, Danny Philliskirk, who has picked up his game in recent weeks, Mark Yates, our club captain Neil Byrne, and of course the goalkeeper Dan Lavercombe. Sam Hornby, the other backup goalkeeper that we brought in on loan, was at the club on loan when I started, from Bradford City, has been sent back. Now that I'm pretty secure in my decision to stick with James Montgomery, I've sent Hornby back because Lavercombe is going to be the backup. The only real senior player to miss out of the squad who isn't injured, so Andy Keller is just on his way back from injury. He's not there yet. Is Kurt Willoughby. Really unlucky for Kurt, to be honest. Russell Knowles, as you can see, lacking a bit of overall condition. I'm not expecting anything out of this game. In fact, we'll be lucky if we don't lose 6-0. But it's the FA Cup. It's a big game. In fact, let's have a quick look at our finances before we go in. Income this month. So our income this month is 0. Right, well that should be pretty easy then. I want to see what sort of cash incentives we're picking up from the game at the Etihad. If I forget to look at that at the end of the game, just hit the comments and remind me to look for next time. Hopefully I remember. Earlier this week we had our Windows update and it has left everything going a little bit slower. They never take anything away, do they? They just build on what's already there. I thought I'd staved it off, but sadly it bit me this morning. Okay, team sheet wise, I expected Pep Guardiola to play a bit of a mix and match team. Bit of experience, a bit of youth, and in truth, he's probably lent on the experience a bit more than I had anticipated. Claudio Bravo in goal, not Scott Carson. Zinchenko, Otamendi and Walker in the defence. Rodri, Ilkay Gundogan, Mahrez, the big danger on the right. Young lads, we've got Rodgers, Braith, who I think is going to be an issue for us. Phil Foden, not sure whether he counts as senior or not these days. And then Harwood Bellis in defence. The substitutes bench, aside from Carson, looks to be completely made up of youngsters. I mean, if we can put a few hard tackles in, get a couple of these lads off the pitch, that may help. I agree with Kenny actually. There aren't any real pressure on us here. A few players reacted positively. That's about the best it's been for some time. We're going into the tunnel. Guaranteed there's going to be a question that's going to annoy me. Yeah, straight away, Liam Blake from the non-league footballpaper.com. Both teams coming to this in good form, yeah. The difference being, of course, one is coming into good form in the National League and the other in the Premier League. How do I rate my chances? Not at all. I mean, none of these say we haven't got a hope. I'm going to no comment that question then. If I don't like the options, how are you approaching the task of breaching difficulties? Best defence. It takes one goal. I mean, we might have to accept we're better the team. We'll go with that. That might at least lower expectations. As Manchester have the lowest goal scorers in the effort, you must consider. No comment. Don't even think about it. What a ridiculous question from Liam Blake. You're on my list. List of people I don't want to talk to anymore. We're no commenting the rest of this. I'm climbing up here in the tunnel. We've got business. I mean, Pep is decked out in a lovely black jacket there. I'm in the usual Vanarama National League issue blue tracksuit jacket. Although I believe there's a new kit supplier for the coming season, so we'll probably get some new ones. Who knows? Jim Bentley at Fylde occasionally wears a suit. Mahrez with the free kick, narrowly wide. As I said, big danger. Dave Challoner before Jim Bentley stuck to exclusively the tracksuit. Yeah, I thought that Mahrez was going to be the one. Oh, Montgomery's got to do. He's over there. You've made it. He's got to go with strong hands though. It's another free kick, though, isn't it? Well tackled though. Foden not given the opportunity to get any further. So whether we're all keeping on our men, man marking for the City attack. Here's a rare Fylde 4A forward. no, it's got to be better than that. Rodgers is in behind here, but a good stop by Montgomery. Held his ground there, didn't go down too early. But it's given a corner that Otamendi has doubled the City advantage from. Disappointing. He pulls off his man, and in the confusion with, I'm not sure who the City number 12 is, but that causes him to be free as a bird. I feel like this is all my fault. He's attacking the wrong move. Of course it's the wrong move. It's Manchester City. We're not changing it now though. The problem I had with changing the tactical approach is that if we do that, it's another delivery by Mahrez, a dangerous one. If we change the whole tactical approach, the familiarity goes down, and that just does not help our cause. Taylor's going to go into the book here. Oh no, he's not. Referee being lenient, but it has given Mahrez another opportunity for a free kick. I think we may have to make changes at half time to stop diving into tackles at the edge of our own area. But we need to get up. You know, you don't get chances against the big sides. And that's what happens. Jayden Braith, somebody I did point out, as you will recall, as I thought was quite impressive. I did do a little bit of research into the City potential starting lineup. Oh, it's a great hit, isn't it? But it's close to Montgomery. It is close to him. That's 3 in 20 minutes. If they score 3 every 20 minutes, that's 9-0. Oh, we've got a goal! It's a set piece. It's always a set piece. The delivery by Taylor, on point like a decimal. Whitmore gets himself free with the volley and fires it past Claudio Bravo. We've got a goal at the Etihad. Oh, that's made me happy. We're probably going to lose 9-1 now. Yeah. Mahrez with another. I mean, we're going to have to do something about the defensive line, aren't we? I mean, do we drop them back to stop that? Or moving forward? If we're moving forward, they're going to get balls over the top. And Rodgers, who's probably quite rapid, is just going to be onto them in a flash, isn't he? No, I don't know anything about him. Let's just go back to a balanced setting. I mean, they're all over us like a cheap suit. And the second yellow card. If you're chasing the game, that's what's going to happen. Mahrez, see? Is that a penalty? Of course it is. Luke Burke shooting ourselves in the foot and takes a booking. He'll be suspended for the next game, meaning Russell Knowles will get another chance. Ilkay Gundogan. Yep. It is 4-1 to Manchester City, and we are being absolutely gubbed. It was always going to be like this, but I did want to live stream it, or at least, put it on the YouTube, just because it's Manchester City. It's the FA Cup. This is also obviously going to destroy our unbeaten run. But a good tackle. But we've got to do more with it. I don't think Jamie Proctor's had a kick this half. And it's a close one for Rodgers. City finishing the half strong. I mean, they're probably somewhat disappointed with their real life counterparts, who lost the game yesterday, when this is being recorded on Friday, to Chelsea. Fernandinho with the it's a second goal. Jamie Proctor with our second, his 15th of the season, a second assist for Andy Taylor. Told you about his deliveries. This just gets himself enough space, and Proctor's up there, pulling off onto the young, inexperienced defender. Clever move. Harwood Bellis, obviously, one of City's young, shining lights, but doesn't have the experience. Yep, 17 years old. Capped at under 19 level. Doesn't have the experience of Otamendi. So if you're a striker, you pick the one that you can compete best with. Let's clear the corner. That's it. Tom Walker, big ball over the top. Let's get to half-time at 4-2. We've got 2 goals at the Etihad Stadium. There are Premier League teams who haven't got 2 goals at the Etihad Stadium in the last 3 years. Both Andy Taylor and Jordan Williams are actually... I think the boys were excellent. Yeah, look at that. Now, the question is, do we give anybody else an opportunity for a full second half? It's the bookings to Burke and Whitmore that concern me, especially Whitmore. So, we're going to bring on club captain Neil Byrne. Kozolo's going to stay out there, but I would like to give Siobhan Malcolm a run out. He's really impressed since arriving on loan from West Brom. And it just goes to show that... No, it's not Mahrez again, is it? Did that go in? Oh, it's off the line. He's such a danger. You know, aside from the penalty, haven't seen much from Gundogan. Foden's been pretty quiet. Rodri, nothing. Even Zinchenko and Walker have been fairly stifled. It's Mahrez, Braith, and a little bit of Rodgers that's done the damage. Obviously, Otamendi with the goal from a corner, but in the main, ooh, Rodri's picked up a knock. Off the pitch he goes. Let's get a hard tackling on him. Yes, hard tackling. We do seem to be hard tackling everybody. I do leave these player instructions to Kenny McKenna. See, now that's interesting. Gundogan is being tightly marked, as is Otamendi. So obviously we've made a bit of a policy to go after the senior players. The stats, they sort of look like our games do normally, but in reverse. Taylor's going to pick up a booking here, isn't he? Normally we're the team with 24 shots and our opponents only had 4. But I'm impressed that of those 4, they've all been on target. You know, that's giving us the best chance possible. At least. And I'm pleased for Jamie Proctor. Doesn't always do it for us. We've said before that he blows hot and cold. But I think to get a goal at the Etihad, I think just a bit of a statement. They've still not brought on any substitutes, have they? Got a full bench there. I would have thought they'd just bring Rodri off and not risk any further injury. Kozlo is going to come off. I'm going to give Siobhan Malcolm that run out. And I'm going to give Yates a go on the left. He's been a really good player for us, as Mark Yates. Not always in the team. Has had to put up with substitute appearances and things like that. So I just want to reward him, same as Neil Byrne, who came on at half-time, of course, for Alex Whitmore. It's important for these players to just get a bit of recognition, you know, enjoy themselves at the Etihad in front of 55,097 fans, over 2,700 travelling AFC Fylde supporters. And I don't want to jinx this. I've already started now, haven't I? City haven't scored in the second half. Is Pep kind of shut up shop? Should we become a little bit more positive? I think we might do. It's not a bad result, 4-2 against Manchester City. I mean, one of their players, the likes of Kyle Walker, Mahrez, must earn more than our boys do in the entire season during a week. In fact, shall we see? Right, we're going to disrespect the game a second to see if I can see what Mahrez is on a week. 160 grand. 160 grand. If you think that hardly any of our players are over 1,000 a week, that's 52,000 a year. He gets that in 3 days, 2 days, 2.5. Oh, sickening, isn't it? But here we are at the end of the game. Good headed clearance there. Fair play. Mahrez on the attack. Is that a free kick? Oh, Jameson's booked as well. Nope, this time Mahrez sees his delivery blocked by the wall. They've left Rodri out there, haven't they? Old Rodrigo. Oh, good effort by Brave. Montgomery up to it. We're actually going to have a 0-0 second half unless this goes in. I do hope it doesn't, considering that we are 33 minutes over the time. Mahrez, man of the match, best player that we've seen this season. I'm surprised they didn't take him off. By injury, did they have any midfielders in reserve? You think one of these would be a defensive midfielder? Well, he could play midfield. Tommy Doyle. Central midfielder. Why wouldn't you play him? Yeah, the efforts were excellent by the boys. Seem to lose focus. I was impressed with his efforts. Okay. Jamie Proctor taking the shine off things there. But a 4-2 loss to Manchester City. It's a loss, but we scored 2 goals at the Etihad. A non-league AFC Fylde, second in the National League, because Barnet have kept winning. Have managed to get 2 goals against Manchester City. Underdogs were pushed aside. Press conference. Shall we do the press conference before we go? I mean, there is quite a few here. Just how disappointed. I'm not too upset. You know, success was never on the cards. Yeah. And let's just add our congratulations to Manchester City. Do you have any thoughts regarding Guardiola? They're a very impressive team. This is it. Despite being defeated, we can take more away than United. Pep is a nice guy. I like Pep. Fylde string run is over. There is no shame in this defeat. No shame at all. They've heard a lot of what Martin McGuire from BBC Radio. Yeah, they showed a commitment. Get stuck in. I refused it. No comment. Yeah, the press storm out then. That never ends well. Yeah, I don't normally comment on opposition players. I hardly ever do, actually. But I've got to give it to Mahrez. He absolutely ran the show. Technology? Yeah, I'm not against the idea in general. I think some of it's really good, especially the goal line technology, things like that. Although it didn't quite work out the other day, did it? Chances. I'm not going to comment on Jamie Proctor. And there we are. So that brings to a conclusion episode 18. Just out of interest, how many other teams have scored 2 goals at the Etihad? West Ham didn't, Norwich didn't, Bournemouth didn't, Bayer Leverkusen didn't, Burnley didn't. Sorry, Burnley was away. Brighton didn't, Atletico Madrid didn't, Tottenham didn't. Wolves were the last side to score 2 goals at the Etihad Stadium, the 29th of October. Anybody else this season? That's away, home. Liverpool scored 1 in their win. Everton scored 2. And that's it. Unless we're counting Valencia in the friendly, which we're not. Everton, Wolves, and now AFC Fylde scored 2 goals at the Etihad Stadium. I'll take that. Our next episode, where shall we focus on? I feel like we should race through January. We've got 4 home games, and being a strong side, I expect us to do well there. I think we're going to come back for episode 19 in February. Let's come back for the visit of Eastleigh to Mill Farm. I like Eastleigh, they're a good bunch. That's what we'll do, and then following that, I think we'll start really getting the games under our belt. Next episode after that, it depends on the FA Trophy. We are going to play Sutton. If we get a big tie in the FA Trophy, we'll cut our way for that. The next episode will be Eastleigh. Halifax, start of March. And then definitely the Chorley game in April. So we're going to start really making headway through the season. We're in a good position in the league. We're second with 2 games in hand over Barnet, but we are just a point back. In terms of our gap to Barrow in 8th, so 8th position being the one just outside the playoffs, it's now 21 points. Although Barrow have a game in hand on us, surprisingly. That is all we've got time for today. Thank you for joining me in what is still my first YouTube series here on Football Manager 2020. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like, subscribe, everything like that. Just give me some comments to say that I'm ruining everything. And I'll see you next time.